everyone, it's Paige Severe, your natural makeup specialist for women over 30, and today I am going to show you step by step my crease-free, hydrating, glowy makeup routine for us gals with maturing skin. So if you are just hopping on, please feel free to say hello, ask any questions, and as we go through this little tutorial live today, you guys can just comment match below and you can get matched to the products that I'm using. I offer free same-day color matching, so I can get you lined up with the perfect shades. Okay, so first things first, this is normally my all-in-one makeup palette. This is what I'm going to use today. This is what I use for my crease-free, no concealer method. If you just found me from my tutorials, I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how I do it, and I'm going to go slow. But before I dive into that, I want to share with you guys this skin tint is incredible. So if you are needing more just like skincare and hydration in your routine, I have been starting with this, and I just do 2 pumps. I keep it super, super light because we don't want any creasing. And I will show you specifically what I do. So I just take this blush and bronzer brush from Saint, and I do 1 little pump, and then I just apply this mainly in the center of my face. I avoid my under eye. I've already done my skincare in the morning, and I have an under eye cream that I love, and so my under eyes are already well prepped and hydrated. The reason I'm avoiding my under eyes is because this obviously has some opaqueness to it because it is a tint, and I just do not want to mess with any extra product underneath my eyes. But you could certainly, use it there if you wanted to. I just prefer not to because I don't want any creasing. Okay, so I just kind of like stipple this on. I'm just mainly, like I said, kind of coming in this center part of my face. And then I do one more little pump, like that much. And I just put it on my forehead. Just keeps my skin super hydrated and glowy throughout the day, and it's got those amazing skincare benefits working for it. And if you guys have not heard of the OTP skincare line, this is their Skin Tint Olive Rose, and the ingredients are incredible. It's EU standard, clean. It's actually waterless, so there's no preservatives. Amazing line. I've used it for, 2 years now. Okay, so we've got our skin tint on. See how it just like kind of helps create a nice little even playing field. And now we're gonna move on to our routine. So this little guy, this is a new fun brush I wanted to show you guys. I don't think I've ever shown you this yet. So you can pop it off. It's a 4-in-1 brush, which is so crazy. Oh, you just got some and love it? Yay, I'm so glad you like it. It's really good, huh? Like it feels amazing, it looks amazing. Okay, look at this. So you just like pop it off, you get 4 brushes in one. This is like the ultimate travel brush, so I figured we could kind of play around with this. I literally haven't even used it yet. I just got it in the mail. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, if you're new to my feed and new to my method, I always do my under eyes very last, and I teach people to do this because you will find that you don't need as much product when you do it last. Okay, so hydrating and lovely. Did you say OTP? OTP. It's actually called Olive Rose, and it's linked in my bio, and you can just take my free quiz there and get matched for the right skin tint shade. Okay, so I'm gonna take the butt end of this 4-in-1 brush, and we're just going to start with this contour shade here. This is the shade Astoria, and look at how like I just barely tap. It's so sheer and beautiful. Just love it. I'm just gonna put this all up on my forehead. Okay, I'm using shade 3, by the way, in the Olive Rose skin tint. I feel like it's maybe just like it's a titch warm. It's a great summer shade. I might try shade 2 for the winter, but I use a lot of bronzer in my routine anyway, so it's fine. Okay, and then we're just gonna come right here, right underneath the cheekbone. Like this cream just freaking blends so beautifully. I just kind of bring it back towards the hairline, especially when I have a ponytail going on. Okay, and then I just kind of pinch the brush like this when I'm doing the nose and tap in there, and then just kind of come right down each side, and then I blend inward, and I do a little kind of V at the base, and then blend. Okay, so that's our contour. A lot of people are like, wait, where do you put contour? Where do you put bronzer? I'll show you in just a minute, but mainly your contour is just, you know, accentuating your beautiful features and cheekbones. I'm just gonna come underneath the jawline. I like to keep it very light. These creams are super pigmented. They're really lightweight, but you can go like, you know, build it if you want more heavy glam, like full coverage. But I just love more of like that skin, sheer, beautiful finish. Okay, the next step is to, I like what I do is, hold on you guys. Where's that color at? Okay, yes, we're gonna do this. And then I'm gonna do my blush. Okay, this is Plum and Black Cherry. These are like my winter staples. They're like my must-have colors. They're like the most beautiful, cool tone berry shades. If you're a cool tone like me, you'll love these colors. So I do a little plum. It's more matte. I do it just towards the back, right here. And then I do the Black Cherry, which online this literally looks black, but it's so beautiful on the skin. Do you have info on the St. Black Friday deals? I just got them, and I actually have, if you go link in my profile at the very top, it says holiday deals, click there, and that's where I'm gonna be sending out like all the holiday deal info. You can do via email or text. I know like some people like are anti-text, but I think it's so nice because I don't know about you, but I miss so many emails during the holidays. So if it's something I really want, then I will do text. Okay, I think I did a little too much, you guys. I'm not liking how much Black Cherry I just did. Hold on. I'm gonna just mute it down a little bit. Okay, that's better. Too much. Okay, now you can certainly, you guys, I'm mostly foundation free. I pretty much just do my skin tint, but sometimes if I feel like I need a little bit more like coverage around my mouth area, I have a lot of scarring down here, I will just take, these are the Saint foundation shades. They're called highlights, which is kind of confusing, but they're foundation. And I will just tap like the tiniest bit. I'm actually gonna avoid these like little breakout areas because I'll show you what I do with those instead of applying foundation, but I'm just gonna kind of blend. So that's it. That's pretty much the only place where I put actual foundation. Now, of course, if you want more coverage, you can do more. This is just my method. Okay. So let's talk about these little guys right here. So I'm gonna take the spot brush. Hello! I'm gonna take the spot brush and I'm gonna use these correctors. These are the same exact color correctors that I'm gonna use for my under eyes, but I will take this color right here. This is called Yellow Orange 1, and these are just true sheer color correctors. And what makes them different from pretty much every other color corrector on the market is that they don't require a foundation. Most color correctors are still like that color when you put it on the skin. Like you'll see green or you'll see orange or yellow or whatever. But with these, you can basically just put it right on the spot, tap away the excess, and you don't need any more foundation. So it's the best for under eyes and little spots like this, because you know when you have like a raised blemish or spot, the more product that you put on your skin or on that area, the more it's just going to actually emphasize it. And it's honestly, it's like the same concept applies with the under eyes. Less really is more. It's just about using the right colors in the right places. So I just kind of tap that on. I usually will let it like sit for a minute and then just take the fluffy side of this brush and just very, very lightly tap away the excess. It just does such a better job at concealing blemishes than foundation. Night and day difference. Okay, let's move on to the under eyes. Guys, I have so many videos coming your way about under eyes. I'm so passionate about it because I just can't stand concealer, and I hate what regular concealer does for women's under eyes, especially as we're aging. Someone just asked, did you tightline your upper eyelid? No, not yet. I'm gonna do my eyeshadow last. I'll show you what I do for that. Okay, so I'm gonna take this fluffy side of the spot brush, you guys. This brush is key for this method. Okay, this is a Saint brush, by the way. And I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is just a warmer red-orange bronzing shade. And I just ever so lightly, I'm gonna tap this bronzer shade everywhere except for right here. You see where I have this natural darkness right here and a little bit of purpling? I'm in front of my window and it's overcast, so it's really bright. So it's probably making it look brighter than it is. But I'm only gonna put the bronzer in the lighter areas around the darkness, okay? So we're gonna take, people always get it confused. They're like, oh, do I put bronzer on the dark area? No, you don't wanna add darkness to darkness. All we're doing with this method is we're just creating balance with your under eyes. We're not trying to create this bright, unnatural looking like spot of concealer. So if you want, a really bright kind of makeup-y under eye, sure, go for concealer. But my whole goal and method with makeup is to just look like skin, like truly skin in natural light. Not in a camera, but when people actually see me in real life, okay? So I'm adding just a little bit of this bronzer in the lighter areas, creating a little balance. I've seen some makeup creators do tutorials where they're like, bronzer under the eye versus a color corrector, and they just like smear on all this product, and I'm like, yeah, you're still just gonna have to use a gob of foundation and concealer to cover that up. That defeats the whole purpose. It's not just about correcting with bronzer, it's about balancing the under eye. It's just a totally different approach, and I get that most people, you don't ever see this, so it might seem weird or whatever, but I'm telling you, it's just, on everyone I've done it in person, it's so much better. Okay, so do you see already just the difference? Like, just how much, like, it's already diminished this part so much of my under eye. It's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna come and we're gonna do the same thing over here, the tiniest amount of bronzer. And because these bronzers are so pigmented, again, you wanna keep it really light. If you use too much product, that's where you're gonna get the creasing. You guys, have you ever seen like the picture of, I need to do some stories or a tutorial on this, but if you've ever seen a picture of the muscles around your eyes, like the muscles around your eyes are what move the most on your face. And it's also the most delicate, thin skin. So the more product you put on there, it's just gonna move. Like there's not a concealer in the world that isn't gonna crease, right? Just because in order for it to be a concealer, it has to be more opaque, meaning they have to use a bunch of colors, mix them together, and so it's just naturally going to create a heavier layer on the eye. And so that's why I'm just convinced there's no concealer in the world that doesn't crease over time, especially if you have fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, I'm going on a tangent, I'm sorry. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to correct just the darkest pockets of my eyes. And I know a lot of people always ask, well, what do you do, if you have really dark circles? I did a tutorial on a gal who has really dark circles, and I showed how you can still balance with really dark circles, and it just looks beautiful. And there's like virtually no texture. When you have a lot of darkness around your eyes, you have to do a lot of work in terms of like color correcting, foundation, concealer, and it just ends up looking almost kind of grayish. Have you guys noticed that? Like when you see people that have really dark eyes and then they put a concealer over it, it creates kind of like this bumpy gray tone. And so that's why I just love this method so much better. Okay, so I just did a little yellow orange right here in the corners. And then I'm gonna take, this is called 03 or Orange 3. It's just, again, it's just a pure color. It's very sheer, it's not opaque, and I'm just gonna put this right on that little bag line and any little dark spots. And I let it just kind of warm up on my skin. This isn't a bag line. I don't know why I call it a bag line. For me, it's like a hollow line, but it's the same concept as someone who has a bag line. A lot of people who have bag lines, it's just more prominent because they have this puffy white, almost like pillow underneath their eyes, right? And so just, it's common sense that if you add light to an area, it's going to draw attention to it. And so if you have puffiness and you add a light concealer to it, it's just gonna make it look worse. It's just gonna draw your eye to that puffiness. But if you use a shadow color or darken it, right, then it's going to draw attention away from that area. And then if you brighten kind of the darkest area, it just creates this beautiful balanced effect. And no makeup product in the world is going to erase your structure, right? Like nothing's going to erase fine lines or anything like that, but we can help balance it and diminish the look of it without added texture and without just making it look worse, honestly. Like concealer on so many people it draws away from your beautiful eyes. This is the point, right? I feel like what we've been taught or told about concealers, the whole point is to like brighten your under eyes and make you look alive. But what I find it does for most people over 30, where their under eyes are changing, their skin isn't the same, it ends up distracting, pulling away from their beautiful eyes. And it's just such a lie, you guys. Been sold such a lie with concealer. So anyway, like look at how easy that was, okay? I know it feels maybe a little bit more complex because we're not just taking a stick of something and slapping it on our under eyes, but what we're doing is we're correcting, balancing, and concealing all in one with just using those 3 colors. Now, some people, if you have what I call like almost a muddy look underneath your eyes where it looks kind of like green or freckly, that usually means you need a red orange. And so there's a red orange, you can get a red corrector and mix it with the orange, the red one and the orange 3. And that really helps to just kind of brighten the muddy green look. And then if you want just some like lift and brightness, just take a little bit of that 03 and you can just put it right here on the outer corner of the eye. Oh, they haven't posted the Black Friday sales yet. They won't be up until they're live on Black Friday. So I will share them to my email subscribers and my text subscribers and then in my stories. Okay, so we just take a little 03 and we can still kind of brighten up. You could even do like a little bit right here in the inner corner too if you wanted. But the key really is just that minimal amount of product and then just kind of tapping away any excess. And let me zoom. Hold on, camera's not focusing. Too close. Okay, do you see that? Like, it doesn't look like I'm wearing any product. Like, you can obviously see a little bit of my contour and my blush over here, but like my under eyes, it's just like, what? There's just nothing there. It's crazy. That is gonna make you look more rested, more alive, more youthful than seeing textured makeup underneath your eyes, no matter what concealer you're using. I'll stand by that. Okay, I'm gonna get off my concealer high horse. We'll move on. Moving on, any questions? And also guys, please feel free to DM me if you're like, okay, help me, or text me if you're my customer, you have my phone number, just shoot me a text and I'll help you. But this is what I do with my eyes. First, I'm gonna fill in my brows real quick, you guys. This is my cult favorite brow combo. This L'Oreal brow lamination is the bomb. It is the best. And then I love to fill it in with the Milani Weekend brow. I do have my brows microbladed, but it was like 7 years ago. I don't even know, forever ago. So just take this little guy. I already put in my brow gel and I just do these little tiny baby strokes. Just like so. I've tried a lot of different brow gels. I used to use Saint's brow wax, but it just kind of was a hassle to get out of the tin. It worked well, but I just wanted it to be able to just pop it on. I didn't want to have to wait for it to like dry and then press my brows in. So this is the best thing I've found. Okay, brows done. That was easy. So what I do with my eyes, obviously I already did my mascara, but I take just a liner, pencil, whatever you have, and I tight line first. Someone asked, do you use the same contour shade for your under eyes and forehead? Yeah, you can actually, but no, in this case, what I just did, I used a cooler shade for my contour and then a little bit of a warmer shade for my under eyes. Has a little bit more of that orange in it to counter the blue. Okay, and then I just like bring this little baby wing out. Oh, I forgot to do my eyeshadow. I'll do that. I did want to show you guys, who's been following me for a long time? Do you remember the shade that I was obsessed with around the eyes? It's called NV+1. There is now a contour shade that is NV+1 because they got rid of NV+1, which I was like so devastated. Hi, Kenny. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you. Kenny's like my all-time favorite photographer. She's coming into town to take pictures of us in a couple weeks. Okay, so what was I saying? NV+1. Let me show you how beautiful this color is. It's not called NV+1 anymore. This is Velvet, and it's a contour shade, but it is the prettiest, like, cool tone brown. I am obsessed with it. So if you have a deep skin tone with cool tones, like, this is gonna be your contour shade. But I love it as like a lip liner and eyeshadow. I'll show you. I will text for shade match for under eyes. I tried your chick. Okay, yeah, if it's looking too dark, you might need something a little lighter, maybe a little warmer. Okay, where's my brush? I forgot that I was showing you guys this all-in-one brush. Hold on. Let's see. Let's try this little side. This is kind of fun. This is like sweet travel brush. Okay, so Velvet. Isn't that the prettiest brown? Ugh, I just love it. Okay, same thing on this side. This brush is a little bit more dense than the other side. Maybe I should have used the other side. If you have deep set eyes like me, slightly hooded, the goal is to bring your eyeshadow like way up on your brow. It feels kind of funny, but it makes all the difference in just kind of opening up your eyes. Again, if you have poofy up here, instead of adding light up here, we want to add a little bit of dark. We want to play with those lights and shadows, and it just immediately brings your eyes straight to my eyes. Okay, and then I'm just gonna ever so lightly bring that Velvet along the lash line. Ugh, I just love it. I think I really love it along the lower lash line too, because a lot of us naturally have like these purpley tones along our under eyes, which I actually think is so pretty. And so when you add like a purpley tone color like this, I feel like it just, I don't know, why is it so good? I emailed my picture but I haven't received my shade. Please message me and I can help you with that. Sometimes emails go to spam. You can always just send me a DM or you can text me. Okay. Simplest, easiest eyeshadow, okay? Love, love, love this color. All right, we're gonna pop this guy back on. This is so fun. I love this. Okay. Next up is my lip combo that everyone always asks me about at least 5 times a day, I swear. But that's fine. I love that you guys love what I love. Okay, so this is one of Saint's pencils. You can also use this as a contour as well. The shade that I just used around my eyes is called Velvet Contour from Saint. It's so pretty. So this guy, we're gonna do a little lip lining. get rid of that guy. Hold on, I need my mirror. Okay, I did not know what is all over my face, but I got something on my face. Oh, I think it was from when I opened my brow pen. I'm like, what is all this black stuff on my face? All the liquid must have came out. Okay, so this is Pepper. She's also a really pretty just eyeshadow as well, a little bit lighter. You can use it as a contour. It's just a great multi-purpose stick. And she's definitely more cool toned, which freaking finally, you know how hard it is to find cool toned lip liners, cool toned anything? All of my fair cool toned people can relate, even my deep gals. Okay, and then I like to just add a little bit of that black cherry, which was the color I did on my cheeks, right in the center. And then top it with, this is a really poppy color, but this is a lip gelato from Saint as well. It's called Cotton Candy. I just do this right over the top. I don't know. Isn't that so pretty? It just creates the most perfect pink shade. I'm gonna add a little bit of this on my cheeks too. I want a little bit more pink. Okay, the simplest routine ever. So freaking gorgeous. I think I'm gonna do little faux freckles. I'm just gonna use my brow pen. We're just gonna dot some of these guys on because I think they're so cute. I always wished I had freckles, and everyone who has freckles and hated their freckles growing up, I'm sorry, because I think freckles are adorable. My second is little redhead and he has the cutest freckles. Okay, and then last, I'm gonna set everything with the Olive Rose setting spray. Love this, love the ingredients. It works really well. Nice little setting spray. And that's all she wrote. Look at. Can we just appreciate how beautiful skin is, and like makeup that truly just accentuates the skin and doesn't look like heavy makeup, just looks fresh and yummy and so good. Anyway, okay, so you can comment match below to get a free shade match for Saint. You can find the links to my Olive Rose stuff in my profile. If you guys have any questions about my under eye method or anything, please feel free to send me a DM. I always answer all of my DMs. And if I don't see it, that means Instagram has hidden it from me, so just message me again and it should pop up. Okay, I hope you guys have a great day and I'll talk to you later. Bye.